You're tuned into Taiwan Grooves. Let's explore the local music scene. Greetings and welcome to today's episode, where I'll be reporting from the amazing Megaport Festival, one of the Taiwan's most iconic outdoor music events. Over the next 3 episodes, I'll be sharing field interviews with some incredible talent from the festival, starting with the groundbreaking collective That's My Shhh, also known as TMS. Having had the chance to witness their performance firsthand, I can confidently say it was incredible. The energy, the passion they brought to the stage really created an experience that left the crowd going wild in a good sense. It's clear that That's My Shhh isn't just about music, it's about pushing boundaries and allowing artists the freedom to express themselves without restrictions. It was the biggest interview I have ever done and I will probably ever do. And you'll hear a lot of members with only one mic, so please keep that in mind. Apologies beforehand if there's something inaudible. Nevertheless, it was a lot of fun. Now about the artists themselves. Founded in 2015, That's My Shhh has been a catalyst for creative collaboration, bringing musicians and dancers together. Over the years, they built a strong community, and now, as we enter 2025, they're taking the collective to the next level by introducing a new wave of fresh, award-winning talent from diverse genres like hip-hop, R&B, soul, and funk. You will hear more details about the collaboration from the artists themselves. But before we dive in, let's get an idea about what kind of music they create and start off with a song featuring most of their members titled One More.
But I'm steady, about to do a lap. Holding up the staff, pulled back by the drag. Running against the water, coming out the tap. I'm coming out the background, 3D. See me, Smeagol, no invisibility. I ain't Pee-wee, I know it unsightly. Gotta charge steep heat, 4K for the TV. I gotta go full color just to glimpse me. Even if your team would don't, I make it easy. Sliding off the plate so greasy. Squad stack beefy. I'm a little thin, but I think I got the muscle. About the hustle, down the tussle. Always trying to win, but about the love though. So speak up for your kin. They can't hear us in the back, so I gotta say it again. Say it again. One more.
Shot or free. I could skip a Monday for the weekend. Bend it over someone I should be. Leave it all behind me like debris. Or we get lost in the shop monotony, losing the plot and probably going against the grain in violation of policy. Oddly, not even modest. Be honest, it's all that I can be. Standing above the bridge, we hardly find the time to breathe before get the breather. You can't just sit by the window. You got to be digging to hit gold again and again and again. That's how we get the ones that we go. One more time. Baby, say it one more time. Do it, girl, one more time. One more. Play it for me one more time. Sing it for me one more time. Give it to me one more time.
One more time, please let me hit it one more again. Give them all one last reminder that this challenge he was him. Took my share of bells before I started stacking up my wins. Now I always got an extra bag to pass up to my kin. Top Uno,
All right, guys, this is incredible. For all our listeners out there, we are at Megaport Festival and we have 14 members of our next band that we're going to interview. Could we just pass this around and everybody say hello? That would be very, very interesting.
Hello. Hello, I'm Zhao, the keyboardist.
我是维农，Robot Swing 的吉他手。
我是玉明 Robot Swing 的鼓手。
我是恩利 Robot Swing 的贝手。Hello， 我是 Brad 的 Double D。
Hello， 我是 Star。Hello，
我是 Frankie， 你也可以叫我阿法。
Lazy Habits out of the UK.
DCIV out of America.
IP Locker 吊嘎吊。
IP Locker 钟汉。
IP Locker 小张来自三重。
我是 Robot Swing 的朋友 Deck。
我是 Robot Swing 的佣人Leo三七。
Awesome, thank you guys. All right, my very first question would be, what is this project? I cannot call you band. It's a free project with a lot of talent in it. Can anybody simplify it for our listeners and for me?
That's My Shhh started as an events company originally. In 2015, me and Yao Bai started that. And it was just because in Taiwan, the music scene, musician scene, and the dancer scene are quite separated. So we felt like that was kind of weird because you have to have music to dance and musicians love to see dancers. So we started That's My Shhh originally just as a one-off kind of event to have the best musicians play for a bunch of dancers, and it went really well and we had a good time and we kind of continued to do it throughout the years. But it was also on top of that, at the same time, Taiwan at the time had a mandate in the clubs and stuff to not play local music. So we felt that it was kind of odd having traveled around Japan and Thailand and Korea and Singapore, and everyone's playing their own music on radio and in clubs. And in Taiwan, you can hear it on the radio, but not in the clubs. So we also wanted to give Taiwanese artists a proper stage and platform to really showcase their stuff. So we started doing that, did it for many years. And then when COVID hit, events stopped. And all of that, we had to kind of recalibrate and see what we were going to do. And then we started distributing music as we were all also involved in the actual production of music. So we started working on that. And since about COVID till now, everyone here that you've seen, we've all worked in some capacity with each other. And it's all just really incredible, independent, thoroughbred musicians and artists that are not actually dependent on one another at all. And so I think that's what makes this kind of special and unique, is that this is a choice and a decision to help elevate and grow the scene out here in a organic and a fair way, where artists are treated fairly and compensated fairly for their work and art, which is not something that is happening right now.
Very well put, thank you. And my next question would be, what do you think of the whole Taiwan's music industry when it comes to quality musicians, when it comes to rap scene, anything that you have, anything you want to voice out?
No, if it were up to me, I would say the scene is evolving in a good way and also in a bad way. And I think it's giving a lot of people their platform. So you can see a lot of much better musicians faster, and also a lot of bad musicians faster. And because of that, a lot of variables came to play about marketing, about just how you play your shows, about production. So for me, I'm more of a just do the music kind of guy. So for me, I will get a little bit comfortable with how the scene has become, but also it puts a lot more responsibility on yourself, on how you push your product and stuff like that, which I feel like is also a good thing, because, you know, like once you want to do your stuff, you get full control. So I would say it's mostly good. There are a lot of bad stuff out there, but there are also a lot of good stuff. So that's my take. Oh, 我是维农.
By the way.
It's Brad over here. So what I feel about the whole Taiwanese, either if it's pop music, R&B music, indie music, the rap scene, is like, I think it's a good thing that Taiwanese people are starting to slowly develop a sense of, I think, their own music and own sound, which we didn't have probably for the past decade. I don't feel that way. So I think it's the music scene is going pretty good right now because we're owning our own sound instead of copying other people's sound, though, which I love. Yeah, thank you.
I think what Wayno said makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of good and a little bit of bad. I think things are heading in a really good direction now. I think things have changed a lot. I feel when I first sort of started to come out here, I used to feel like people took themselves a little bit too serious too quick. And so first album and you got manager, agent, like special assistants, like hairdressers, wardrobe, like, and for me it would just felt like everything seemed to be important except for the music. The music didn't really seem to be the most important thing. And like I feel that's changing a lot. And every single one of these artists that I've met like truly puts music first. And I absolutely love that. So it's I found a lot of really interesting stuff about Taiwan from Taiwanese artists. So I don't want to say that that it's a bad thing across the board, because from when I first came here, I found out a lot about Taiwan through music, which I think is super important. But I felt a lot of people weren't doing that, and a lot of people were perhaps looking a little bit too much to the West sometimes as a copy of something, and no one really needs a copy of something because it can never be as good as the original. So I think, like what Brad was saying, that I think everyone's finding their own sound, and that's happening more and more these days. And I see more and more artists that I really, really admire.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's a wonderful take for it. I definitely agree with everything, because any artist, any band that comes through says that their genre has been growing, and they see more of like indie artists just coming out and like bypassing labels and whatnot. They just do their own thing, and music comes as a priority. So definitely yes. Another question I would have is 2020 plus onwards the most active years you have been together? Because has there been a TM5 at some point? That was the original.
TM5 was the last big event that we did. So the TMS series is an annual huge summer kind of festival where we showcase the brightest throughout the year that we've seen. And so TM5 happened 2 years ago. Last year there was a lot of stuff happening, so we didn't end up doing another one. And this year we're going to be celebrating our 10-year anniversary with a TMS X. So yeah, in 2022 we did TM5, but that was just part of the events. That's not part of this collective right here. Yeah.
All right. A lot to look forward to and a lot of next concerts. Now, another question would be, how many times have you performed in the full force as I see you right here now?
This is going to be the first. This is going to be the first time where every single member is here. Yeah, for sure.
I'm honored to be here. So how many members do we have in total then? We have 14 here. You said somebody's missing. I saw Xieming Yan on the way somewhere. So that's 15. Do we have any other members?
Well, Xieming Yan is extended family and family to all of us, but he's not. He's a nomad. He's a lone wolf, that one. So we respect that, and we love having him around when he's around. But in terms of the musical acts, I believe there are 9 acts, 12 members. And then we have the world-famous IP Lockers dance crew with us. And then Taiwan's top sound technician in Chen Xinghui. And my beautiful wife, Danto, who runs an incredible baked goods business. So we have our hand in everything, really. And even within each music artist, we all have our own different avenues of things. Like Frankie has a ton of things going on. Brad has a ton of things going on. Lazy. Everyone has a ton of everything else going on. So I think if you have some time, delve into the guys you're interested in, and because there's a lot more there for sure.
Awesome. So multi-talented, multifaceted. Another question I would have, whoever wants to answer it, is for one of your favorite memorable performances that you had as a group together, that you hyped out the crowd, that you felt the rightest of all times. It's the one that stands out among many.
Hi, I'm Dak. If you like That's My Shh and you come to the shows, I'm the one that takes their shirt off. My favorite memory is one time we were working with a player / songwriter who worked for a drink company. I don't want to say the name because they're not paying me, but they brought drinks to the show. And it was like party. We're all friends. We all know each other really well, so we're very confident with the show, right? So we're getting into it. We're all having drinks, sharing, and then we hop on stage. Leo gets on first. He's playing a song. Oh, it was my song. He played my song, and then it's like we're gonna go into the band. Now, I just want to put it out there. This man never ever drinks like that before, but this night was a slightly different night. We had a long break. There was a lot of things happening, but one thing that happened was when it was time to play the bass, our friend NZ had a little trouble that one night. And we had to maneuver through, we tried to get another guy on, but then maybe NZ could still do it, so he got the bass back. But for a while, for a lot of that show, we found many different ways to play over the note C. Many different ways. I heard jazz theory, I heard romantic compositional theory, counterpoint, just all types of weapons thrown against this note, and we rocked that show. I think the audience wouldn't know this because they had a great time, But on stage, we were like, man, I'm running out of stuff. Do you have any more? Yeah. So, anyway, I'm Dak. That story's about NZ. From Robot Swing! Let's go, baby! Okay, I just want to put it out there. He's a fantastic session player, incredible, and it just keeps on rising, incredible. But I think a general audience likes these little stories that are less about the business stuff and more about fun little stories between friends, right? So, there you go.
Amazing. I mean, as long as you can do it spontaneously, improvise, and make it's part of the show, nobody will notice. Yeah. I believe you have so many great minds together. There's no such thing as mistake anymore.
I don't know if Dak mentioned it, but that was actually the first time I'd ever played with most of you. And this show there was about, I don't know, at least 15 or 16 people on stage, right? Yeah. And this was an OST show, right? So nothing is written. Not a single second of a single song is written. Everything is made up on the night. And I'm pretty sure Leo curates all the artists for that, from years ago as well. And I don't think you mentioned that. Everything was invented. So that's I love that. That was the first time I met Stars, the first time I met Leo. I think I'd met you guys at Megaport before, but and obviously I know Frankie from before. But it was the first time I'd met these guys, and the talent and just true love for actually just making music. We're not no ego, no nothing. I loved it.
Wonderful. I mean, that's how you know the true musicianship. If you can go without any kind of written stuff, script, producing everything at it's whose line is it anyway kind of thing, then that's admirable for sure. Now,
what a reference.
Just let us know what time period.
Yeah, you're closer to my age.
All right. I do have a question that brings me we got a little band together of 5 people, and we have sometimes hard time putting those 5 people at the same time in the same room. How do you guys do it? How do you do it with these many members?
What? I beg to differ, bro. I beg to differ for pretty much everyone in this circle. So you are privileged, my friend. It's not easy, but I think that's why I was. If I can go back to the original point, that this is a choice. So we make time for each other. So it's not often, but we at least get together once a month generally and just touch base and see what's up. So. Yeah, if people are free, we make the time for sure.
Even if we're not meeting as TMS, everyone is helping each other with their projects. Either we're playing shows with each other on our solo projects, or helping with production or mixing or studio sessions. One way or another, that's kind of another element of That's My Shhh, is that it's more than a band. It is about the artists, and we're putting all each other's music out at the same time of our own music, as well as that music collaboration stuff too. So it's about supporting each other outside of that as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now we are having this interview before your performance. I'm very excited, to be honest. And how, in terms of percentages or something, how are you expecting of improvisation and how much preparation is there with this many members for the first time?
And I got no percentages for that, man. If it,
I would say check the alcohol on that can. That's the percentage right there.
You'll see.
So this is the first time you're performing with the full crew. Have you been performing abroad yet?
I think a good contingent of us have spent some time touring and playing outside as well. And no, all as individual artists. This is the first performance. This announcement of us being this collective actually just happened last month, right? So this itself as us as a singular unit is a new thing. But generally, you're going to see us as our individual artists and whatever. And you'll see whoever, Robot Swing and Dak working together, Frankie and Flowstrong working together, Lazy and myself working together. You're going to see different combinations of us out there in the world. But as a unit, this is going to be the first time anyone's seeing that.
Okay, another question would be, there's too much to address, too many people and too many projects, but let's focus on That's My Shh, and then...
I like how you emphasize effort. I appreciate that.
Would you, besides meeting at the same time and making your priority to meet and to work on your collective project, what would you say is like the biggest hurdle, setback, something to overcome as all of the members together that you share? Like, did you ever have any... I believe that with your musicianship and, as you said, no ego, there's no disputes, but like, has it ever happened that you would just not agree on how the beat goes or something, and then you would have to change it a couple of times? I'm very curious just how it works, because in my opinion, already 5 people everybody will have some kind of input. So with 3 times as more, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I guess first of all, the biggest issue of this project is it's too fun. There's too much of the fun stuff that's happening. And as a recording engineer and producer of the latest group single, On You, right on, yeah.
It's always meaty.
Oh, thank you guys, so supportive. Yeah, the biggest issue is there's a lot of idea and a lot of vocal characters and a lot of tracks we have to put into one beat and still make it shine and make everybody's character shine. And we actually had a hard time finding a balance between each person and finding the best way to present individuals in the best way possible. And yeah, but it's just a lot of good stuff happening, and the hardest part is always trying to not cut anyone out or cut any things that trying to emphasize everything, but it's also how they makes the song really beautiful, really, really stunning in a way. Yeah, I really like this project so far. Maybe in the future will be something more serious, I don't know. But so far I enjoy it very much.
Okay, wait no. So I think in terms of group projects and connecting everybody's opinions is that everybody that's involved, and even if you do have opinions, express them out regardless of how it might impact the chemistry. And the more you do that, it actually emphasizes everybody's connection. So that's my take. So just, be expressive, be vocal, don't be an asshole about it, but you need to talk your mind, and you just need to just make sure that everybody's listening. Everybody's is trying to do a thing together, and if every people that are involved are not douchebags, they're fine with it, So, and if everybody's a douchebag, nobody is. So.
And that's it for today of our first part of introducing TMS, or That's My Shh. Thank you guys for listening, and come back next week when we're going to continue interviewing all 14 members. And before we go, let's enjoy one more song by 4 of their talented members who also happen to be in the band called Robot Swing, but more on that another day. So here is a track called I'm by Robot Swing. Have a wonderful week, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
so blind. See, hear, feel, but nothing is right in my eye. Navigate through all the noises, acting hard to achieve a purpose. Human creation, and nothing to define my eye.